This edition of WeatherScope is sponsored by TWA. At TWA, we're working to win your next flight with every flight. We want to be your airline.
This is WeatherScope.
Well, once again, Florida's attacked by tornadoes overnight, leaving injuries and destruction. Storm system is making its way towards the northeast, and that could mean high winds, heavy rains, and maybe severe weather into New York and southern New England by this afternoon. Good morning and welcome to WeatherScope. I'm Mark Mancuso. There's still a snowy system at work in the Midwest and the plains, and behind it some very cold air that eventually will move down into the deep south this week. We'll begin this morning with the severe weather. For that, let's go to Dan Atkinson in the Forecast Center. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, Mark. Thank you. Here in the Forecast Center, we are keeping an eye on the squall line making its way across southernmost Florida. This squall line has earlier history of developing tornadoes, and in fact, about 2 o'clock this morning, 1 until 2 o'clock this morning Eastern Time, Osceola counties and also Highlands County, Florida, were impacted greatly. Avon Park had a tornado touchdown, flipped over at least 2 mobile homes, and one mobile home that is, in Avon Park in Highlands County. Where that mobile home is reported missing. The residents of the mobile home got out okay, but certainly significant damage in that area. Also at Cocoa Beach at around 2:30 this morning, Cocoa Beach had winds gusting to 64 knots, and that did some damage to a school in Cocoa Beach. And wind damage at Palm Harbor, Florida, around midnight. A tree fell on a car. And one of the latest damage reports at 10 minutes past the hour here, 6:10 a.m. Eastern Time, a severe storm spotter reported trucks flipped over on I-95 near the intersection of Hollywood Boulevard. Of course, all this activity over southernmost Florida. Tornado which caused the damage to those trucks and cars on I-95 near the intersection with Hollywood Boulevard. That tornado moving rapidly northeast and should by now be out over the coastal waters by this time. But a tornado warning does continue in effect for eastern Broward County until 6:35. And a severe thunderstorm watch or severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Dade County until 7:20 Eastern Standard Time. There are just a few areas of southeast Florida continuing under a tornado watch at this time, and also a tornado watch, as you see, for the Outer Banks of North Carolina on up into the Chesapeake Bay area and into southeastern portions of Virginia. Here's our first radar view, and you can see this squall line producing not only strong to severe thunderstorms across the inland areas of southeast Florida, but certainly the coastal waters as well, with the coastal waters from Dry Tortugas up to Everglades City being impacted, and coastal roads. Certainly you could expect brief heavy downpours, reduced visibilities as these storms sweep on toward the south and east. And here's a closer view, and again a reminder that a tornado warning continues in effect for just a couple of more minutes for eastern Broward County, and a severe thunderstorm warning for Dade County, southeastern Florida's Dade County, with Doppler radar indicating a large area of strong to severe thunderstorms over Dade County moving to the southeast at 40 miles per hour. And you can expect wind gusts in excess of 57 miles per hour as these storms move across the area and remain indoors until the storms have passed. Fortunately for you, you will find rapidly improving weather conditions by about 7:30 or 8 o'clock across southeastern portions of the state of Florida. Meanwhile, you do still have some hefty weather over coastal sections of North Carolina on up into the Norfolk area, stretching on toward Chesapeake Bay. And here's a look at what has happened earlier in North Carolina. The strength of this destructive system can be seen in the damage it left in Robeson, North Carolina. 3 people suffered minor injuries. 3 mobile homes were destroyed by a tornado in the south end of North Carolina. The storm also dumped heavy rain on the area, creating major road flooding. Additionally, reports of some damage at Salemburg, just east of Salemburg, North Carolina, in Sampson County. A tornado at about 1:55 this morning destroyed 2 mobile homes. So heavy weather continuing. There are no warnings in effect due to the thunderstorms making their way now through southeastern Virginia and the Outer Banks of North Carolina, but a tornado watch does continue in effect. A reminder of that. And out ahead of the warm front, which stretches now across the mid-Atlantic states, a lot of rain occurring for you from the nation's capital on up through Boston. and it is light to moderate rain sweeping on in toward the north and east, and you will likely have rain through much of the day, certainly impacting your commute to work around the Beltway and the nation's capital. Philadelphia, some moderate rain falling for you now and will slow you down on your way to work this morning. The LIE, look not only for the rain to continue during rush hour, but windy weather as well. And in fact, gale warnings are posted for the coastal waters around New York, including Long Island Sound and New York Harbor. And there's the possibility of some flooding as well from portions of southern New England into the suburbs of New York City. We'll keep you updated on this storm system, and for what you'll find, if you want to check on this as you get away from your TV during the day, you can check into our Weather Channel online service at weather.com. And now back to the studio and Mark Mancuso.
All right, thank you a lot, Dan. And blowing snow, cold temperatures are going to be a problem in the plains and parts of the Midwest. Blowing snow advisories in effect for parts of Illinois, Iowa, and Wisconsin. Weather Channel's Kristen Dodds in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She's keeping track of the storm's effect on the area. And Kristen, what's happening in Milwaukee?
Well, right now, Mark, on the west